All right, here it is, man. We live. Another episode of GOAT Talk. We back again. Season 1, episode 13. We got 5 points that we want to talk about today. And we had came up with these points way before the show started today. And unfortunately, some bad news, but good news concerning one of the topics for today. Um, Ronnie James had a cardiac arrest. So we definitely sorry to hear that. But he's doing better now. I heard he was out of ICU. So he's rehabilitating. So we pray for a speedy recovery, that he could come back full strength and stronger than ever before. It's always, uh, you know what I'm saying, heart hurting when you hear something like that in the basketball community. We love this game, but stuff like that can happen to anybody. So we just pray for a speedy recovery. With that said, we still want to touch on the topic, and the first topic of the day I want to discuss is Bronny James, and just say he comes back healthy and gets not only back to where he was, but even better, and does well this coming season for USC. Just say all of those things happen. Um, what pick, if all of those things happen, what pick do you think he will be in next year's draft? And you tell me what you think, and I tell you what I think as far as like his pick. If everything check out, he come back home, come back strong, play a good season at USC, whatever.
That's a kind of a tough one, man, because he still got a whole college season to work with. So I mean, we have to see. Like I said again, have to see what his recovery is like from this cardiac arrest. See what kind of there's a lot of prospects throughout throughout so far, like him coming into college. A lot of hot news about him being really like almost like his dad. But yeah, you have to see the college season first, man. Uh, that has to play in. But I mean, if he could and works hard and doing everything, I can see him within between maybe a maybe 15 top 15 pick, man. I don't see him being number one. If he does, it's because he's overhyped by media, not like looking at the standards or his stats and stuff like that, what he represents. So I could see him probably being top
Okay,
15.
top 15. Have you seen him play?
Not really. Only highlights, man. I haven't got to see any footage of him.
Have you seen anybody in his draft class that looks better than him?
Not yet. Not yet.
so,
Not yet.
so
So
you can't even put 15 people in front of him.
no. But I mean, like I said, you never know. I mean, with him, with him having to carry a name, a legacy behind him, and I hope I don't put a lot of pressure on him because you know who his dad is. Uh, I could see, I could see him prevailing. If everything, I could probably see him pushing himself to that top.
I feel where you're coming from. My stance, for one, if everything checks out, he good, and you know he moves forward. For one, he's the child of LeBron James. So if anybody knows pressure, he knows pressure, and he wouldn't be doing this if he wasn't built for the pressure. I
Yeah,
mean, this kid grew up. His dad grew up in the light, but this kid light from the very beginning. And even with that, he chose to do this. And one thing that I heard LeBron say that really stood out to me is that his son to make a name for himself. So that shows me that he loves the game and that he want to be the best person he could be. He not trying to be his dad.
right.
So I don't think there's no pressure on him. There's no pressure on anybody that love the game. I mean, pressure from people's opinions and what they think you could be. I mean, it's not real. You know what I mean? We pay more attention to it than we should, but it's not real because nobody gonna go out there and do what he doing. Uh, as far as him being picked, honestly, I'm gonna watch college this season, Lord willing, if he comes back strong. Watching college because of him. I've actually been following him from way back since I knew he could play basketball, and I've been waiting for the opportunity to watch him in the NBA. And even with what I've seen with the highlights, he's NBA ready now. He's better than a lot of guys that's on Instagram, YouTube,
Yeah.
G League, NBA. He's better than a lot of guys right now. Like right now. If he wasn't LeBron James' son, he'll be a clear number one pick. Clear.
Oh yeah.
But even with that, and his height, 6'3", but the kid could do anything he want to do on the floor. And I think you say 15, which ain't nothing wrong because we all just give him what we think. I believe he could be top 3, man. If not number 1, I believe he could be top 3 if everything happened with the skill set he has. Say for instance, it's he playing on his team. It's like I think the starting 5 is supposed to be like, if not top 10, they supposed to all be lottery picks.
Yeah.
So his starting 5. So it's a good chance that USC could pretty much have the first 5 picks in the NBA draft. And I would love to get Bronny in Charlotte if everything happens. You know, his health is more important than anything right now. But if everything happens, I mean, because Shaq's son had a heart situation and he came back strong. So uh, he's still young, man. More than anything, we just pray that, he come back strong. So, like I said, before I even heard about that, I had already wanted to kind of talk about him being a prospect. So let's move on to the next topic. So, say for instance, he gets drafted, and LeBron James does get his opportunity and chance and his blessing of playing with his son. This will be the first time we've seen that in NBA history, to my knowledge. Do you think they will get a ring first year?
Nah, man. I couldn't see it. I mean, like I said, this is like kind of like looking in the the hourglass in a way, like in the crystal ball. But it depends, man. Like I said, if he can have the same thing, like he jumps right in and lucky enough to get with the Lakers, with the team that they have now, maybe. But I don't see the first year, man. I just don't see the first year. I just don't see the very first year. I mean, if it happens, cool. It's something we've ever seen before, especially being a father-son duo ever in the NBA history, and in the fact that a father and son can win the same title in the same year would be pretty cool. But at the same time, I just can't see it, man.
Okay, that's good. Well, look, man, this is GOAT Talk Live, man. This is NBA talk. Nobody has the answers. Nobody.
No.
Every show you hear, everybody talking about what could be or what has been. And this is the off season. So this is the best time to make predictions. And as you're gonna see, as we keep moving forward when the season starts, it's gonna be predictions every day. Cause we're gonna be talking about what team could win tonight or what team could win tomorrow. And that's what it's all about. That's GOAT talk. That's talk. That's talk radio. That's podcast. That's all of that. That's all that is. what we do know is statistics. What we do know is what we see with our eye. And what we do know is what we hear from sources, from people that's insiders and stuff like that. So what I do know is what LeBron James has done for his career. I know out of all the people that's playing, he has been to the NBA Finals more than anybody playing today. I know that he is one of the oldest guys in the NBA. And I know it even at 38, pushing 39, he will be 30, 39 at the end of this year. He's still top 5 in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a producer or somebody that could pull up LeBron James stats last season, which I'm finna look it up too.
It shows he averaged 24.5 points a game. I mean, like I said, this is a 38, 39.
Yeah, and what's your source on that?
I'm looking at ESPN.
ESPN?
Yeah. On defensive rebounds, he's averaged over 8 rebounds, or nine total rebounds.
And you sure that's the regular season they got right there?
Yeah, it's like all. Yeah.
Because I got
I'm looking at it wrong. Let me pull
I'm
it
looking at Stat Muse.
Never mind. I'm wrong. Never mind.
Yeah.
The fact is that the regular season he averaged 28 points, over 28 points.
28.9.
Yeah.
28.9, 8 rebounds, 6.8 assists.
Yep.
He averages 27 points a game for his career.
Yep.
He averages about 7 rebounds a game for his career.
Yeah.
So he went up. He averages about 7 assists a game for his career. He's at 6.8 last season. 58% from the field.
Yeah.
At 38, he looks like he's getting better. I seen a clip of him today. They started an open gym where they be playing at on the offseason stuff. I saw it clip. I don't know when they played, but it's recent. Dude is in shape like never before.
Oh, well, what's that one league that he did last season? He showed up to a
Drew League, but I'm talking about this season.
Yeah.
I'm talking about based on what I know, and if he get his son, if he get with his son, will he get a ring? So I'm giving you all of this information so I can tell you what I think. For one, ain't nobody else for the most part playing today that's in the GOAT debate. It comes down at the end of the day, most people's mind come down to Jordan and LeBron.
Oh yeah.
38 years old, Jordan did not average 28.9 points a game.
Mm-mm.
Not only that, like I said, ain't nobody been to the finals more than him. Okay? When he went, one time he beat a 73-9 team. Not by himself, but he beat that team. Okay? Yeah. Last season, I'm gonna have to check it. But I don't think since LeBron been playing, since he's been making finals runs, I don't think he went more than three years out of the finals. Out of the finals, I don't think he went more than 3 years out of the finals. I had to look into
it. So we'll see.
I don't think if anything, last year would have been. He just went to the finals in 2020.
Yeah.
So he ain't went more than 3 years out of the finals since he's been going to the finals when he went 8 times. So if that's correct, next season he should be in the finals because he came close last season. He was in the play-in.
Oh yeah. Well,
nobody picked that team to do anything. All right? Nobody picked them to do anything. They made it to the Western Conference Finals and got beat by the champs. Okay? Now, if you think about the champs and you go back in history, you see they have been building that team for about 5 to 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So even with that, they only been to the finals one time since LeBron been making his finals run. Okay? LeBron just got a ring in 2020. He just came out the Western Conference Finals. All right? Yeah. say you got to put him in a discussion to get to the finals again, Western Conference, because he was just in the Western Conference Finals, and their team will get younger.
Oh yeah.
So
we got a lot of promises too. With between that team, you got Austin Reeves coming out of nowhere. Especially during the postseason, Austin Reeves was the man. I will say that for sure. I mean, you still got Davis if he's healthy. Um, man, I really do see them trying to make a run for the finals this year. Still got Russell.
okay, so they gonna be a good team, and like you say, they can make a run this season.
Yeah.
So the question is, if he get his son, will they get a ring? So I mean, what it don't matter where they finish, because no matter where they finish, if they don't do good, that'll give him a better chance to get his son in LA, because he could potentially, if he's at that number 15 spot, like you say, then the Lakers could be a play-in team and get that number 15. But if he's top 3, then they'll have to be worse, or either they'll have to make some trades to get him. But we do know if he is available, LeBron is going where his son goes. I believe he will be in an option at the end of next season too. He will be in an option because he had a 2-year. I think he had a 2-year option. Last year was 1 year. This year coming. Then third year he'll be available to opt out or resign depending on where his son goes. So that leads to my point. If he get his son, I don't think he just gonna go to the finals, man. I think he has a chance to win the finals, because you talking about a point guard, and other than Kyrie, LeBron has never had a bona fide point guard. Kyrie is more of a scorer. His son could be the floor general or off ball. And not only that, LeBron is going to be able to coach his son and play with his son in ways we never seen before. It's almost like giving this man a get out of jail free card in Monopoly, man. It's almost like LeVar Ball getting his goal of seeing LaMelo, Lonzo, and LiAngelo play on the same team. I mean, you just know. I'm pretty sure with you got kids. You know your kids, man.
Yeah.
And you get an opportunity to do anything with your kids, man. It's just gonna be like way up here.
Oh yeah.
So with that being said, man, if he get to play with this, you mean tell me the Lord let that happen? He ain't gonna let that happen just for them not to get no ring. I'm trying to tell you something now.
Yeah.
If he play with his son after hearing what we just heard, the Lord bring him back and his heart pumping way good. I mean, listen, man. The sky's the limit for this kid, man. He coming back strong, and he gonna play with his daddy. And when he play with his daddy, oh my God, we gonna be in for a blessing. That's all I'm gonna say, man. We're gonna be in. I'm telling you, they're gonna start something. Cause what you gonna see after that is you gonna start seeing a whole bunch of NBA dudes trying to play with their kids.
I know,
but
right?
they ain't gonna all be 38 dropping 28.9. That's all I'm gonna tell you right there.
No, he's not showed any signs of slowing down, and he's never
none at all.
And he's never had a serious injury like to put him out for a whole year.
That's what I'm saying. So
I mean,
hey, you think about us at the age we are, we know, and we still hoop. And I feel like I could go till I'm about 60, so I can't imagine what he feel like. And he going at a high level, huh?
Unless I lose a bunch of weight, I've only got about 3 more years for it.
Well, it's possible. All right, so that was good. So let's move on to this next topic, man. So I did hear, after we followed up last week, I did hear and watch an interview with Miles Bridges, and I see that he is back with the Charlotte Hornets, but he's going to serve a 10-game suspension. Yeah. So he's going to serve a 10-game suspension, and he will be back with the team be him and LaMelo again with that good chemistry. And it's a lot of other pieces they got, but I do like this Brandon Miller guy. And I did hear that was one of Michael Jordan's last move as the general of the NBA. I mean, the Charlotte Hornets until the sale was finalized. So that was the last move Jordan made. And if we know anything about the moves Jordan has made in draft history for the Hornets or the Bobcats, they have not been good picks. But I do think that this guy, Brandon Miller, I hope, man, but this guy, Brandon Miller, has an opportunity and potential to change that. And even though he sold the team, Jordan, he's still minority owner of the team. And he's going to be still, you know what I'm saying, doing some things. But a lot of other things he was doing, he wasn't doing. So my question is, with Miles Bridges coming back and what they got going forward, where do you see the Hornets being seeded at the end of the season next season?
I definitely see him in the play-in. I
see him in the play-in.
I see him in the play-in. I mean, they've had a sketchy, like, even when they did have a solid team, they were getting right there. They would be right there at the 7th seed halfway through the season, and then all of a sudden they would just drop. But I do see it, man. I'm looking at the roster, man. The roster is looking nice. I like it. I like the fact that they got Oubre coming off the bench. Oubre is a nice addition for them, man. He's always been. I've always watched him since they got him. Like I said, I like Richards. You put him and Bridges together, that's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, we already seen what that's like.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, and you got Rozier and Ball, man, who can share both the 1 and 2 position. I mean, Ball can play 1, 2, and 3 if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
his defense ain't gonna let him play the 3.
No.
Nah, 1 and 2. He's better. He's better at 1 because he's a facilitator.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. I mean, I don't know what everybody else look like, but I think with Miles Bridges by himself, because they were doing good when he was playing. I have to look into it, but I think when him and LaMelo played together, the Hornets was way better. I know ever since they had LaMelo, they've been trending in a better direction. So with him being back, man, I can see the Hornets, man. Before I heard you, somebody say, man, they wasn't even gonna be in the play-in. But with Miles Bridges coming back, man, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right here, man. And you hear it right here live, you can mark it down. It's gonna be on YouTube, everything, man. Hornets will be top 4, bro. If everything go right, no injuries, that's the key. No injuries. You got Steve Clifford now, and Steve Clifford has potentially the best team he's ever had since he's been with the Charlotte Hornets, and the youngest team. And he got better talent. LaMelo got a new contract. We got him for 6 seasons.
Oh yeah.
So, and they got a kicker in there that if he get an MVP, he gonna get another bonus. So with that being said, I think they're gonna be top 4, man. Cause the East right now is wide open, man. It's wide open.
There's a lot of teams like, for instance, New York. New York is a young team. The Knicks. But like I said, I was looking at Bridges last season. Played 80 games, averaged 35 minutes. I mean, he was getting 20 points, 7 rebounds. 2021 and 2022, because he didn't really play last season.
Nah, he didn't play last season. Oh yeah, he good, man. He been training in the right direction till that situation.
Well,
wasn't good.
I mean, he's 6'7". 225 pounds. Dude, I was a little shocked, man, to see where how he fit in on the power forward, man. He really ended up probably the best thing that they ever did with him. But yeah, I was, like I said, looking at his seasons from the last 4 seasons that he played. I mean,
yeah,
that's what they're going to get back.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna put him at power forward though. He too small. He'll probably be the 3.
It could.
I could see LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges. They got to figure out what they're gonna do with PJ Washington.
Yeah.
And then you got Nick Richards. So I think they got potential, man, to do a lot, man. Uh, got Gordon Hayward coming back, but I haven't seen much from him since he's been with the Charlotte Hornets. So I kind of feel like they need to try to get up off his contract. So let's move on a little bit though. So do you see any potential of Damian Lillard being traded this season? Do you? Or let me say, do you think he will?
I just think that now that he's demanded to trade, Portland is going to play around. I don't think they're really going to honor him as far as his loyalty. I mean, if they wanted to, if they really, 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 really wanted to honor him, they would have just kind of cut him. But the fact is that how big his contract is. He, like I said, he was supposed to go. The idea was supposed to be for him to go to Miami, but Miami and Portland didn't want to get rid. They both on both sides did not want to get rid of a big contract, trade a big contract for another big contract. I mean, they just gave Hero that big contract, but also people saying I was looking on here and people saying good idea would be him to go for the Knicks. No, I don't think so.
Go where?
To the Knicks would be the best pick for the Knicks. I really don't think that because the first thing that's going to happen is Brunson. Brunson's going to end up the first one to go because he's Jalen Brunson. I mean, that's who you would have to give up. I mean, or that or Julius Randle.
No, we not. Ain't nobody giving up a good point guard for another good point guard. That ain't.
No,
that don't make sense.
No, it don't. Especially Brunson. Brunson's really like since he left Dallas and decided to go, he's got more time, more point. I mean, the window is open for him, and he's shined.
Yeah.
They really they put the runner-ups of the NBA Finals. They put them on their heels the whole series. And that's right there what type of talent that New York has. They've got the talent, but I just don't think that's what they want to give up. They shouldn't do like what Phoenix did to get Durant. Like that's basically what's going to happen.
Well, it's tiers, and you gotta think, man. Damian Lillard is great, but he's not on the same tier as talent level and as Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna give up the same thing to get Damian Lillard as you would a Durant. You willing to give up everything for Durant. Durant, even though he ain't been to the finals with the Warriors, it ain't too many teams that's not gonna get him. Only thing that reason why teams probably won't get Durant right now is because his age at this point and his contract. But he's in a good space. But Damian Lillard, man. So this season he's due 45 mil. Next season 48. The season after that 58. The season after that 63. So think about that, and he's 5 years younger than us. So just keep that in mind. So that means he'll be 30, 35. He'd be mid-30s by the end of that contract.
Yeah.
In my opinion, man, ain't nobody trying to get that contract, bro. It's gonna be hard for Portland. If anything, they should have been. But it's gonna be hard for Portland to find somebody that's gonna take on that contract, man. At this point, it's really gonna be hard. And then he's not gonna go to anybody, so it's got to be a contender. And I don't see any contenders other than the Lakers willing to make that move. In the Lakers, like, you will have to give up an AD and a D'Angelo Russell, and they're not doing that.
No, they won't.
They're not doing that. I mean, it is what it is, bro. Dame ain't going nowhere, man. That's how I look at it. I don't think they're gonna trade him, man. I just feel like it's too late. But I could be wrong. Another thing, man, before we get up out of here, man, I want to touch on two little things. Victor Wembanyama, with him, his skill set and everything you've seen now. Have you seen him play?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I watched him in the summer league.
Okay, with everything you've seen now, do you think he'll be rookie of the season, rookie of the year?
Hmm. I think so. I think with his size and athleticism, I could see him just running with it. I can see him running away with it. I mean, the man can shoot long distance. I mean, he's over 7 feet. Man can shoot long distance. The fact that he can have control when he shoots long distance for his height is really. And like I said, I really saw it. I was really impressed. I mean, yeah, you're going to have your the saying every dog is going to have their day kind of phrase. I mean, yeah, he's going to fall, but the fact is that he's the type of player that's going to take the fall and run with it, get back up and run with it, and he showed that too through the summer league. So yeah, well, I think he can really basically run the rookie of the year right out the door, and nobody else will be able to catch up with it.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Only thing that will stop uh, Victor Wembanyama other than health is San Antonio, because no one in the NBA is gonna be able to stop this dude. He
Yeah,
can literally do everything at the height that he is. And in San Antonio, the reason why I say that they the only thing that can stop him, because San Antonio has a history of having good big men, and not only having good big men, but developing their big men. And you can think about David Robinson and Tim Duncan. Both
yeah.
of them are Hall of Famers. Then you get Victor Wembanyama. This is the best fit for this dude. And
That's
he the rookie of the year, man. I can already tell you right now, it ain't gonna be nobody that's gonna have a better season than him. Uh, and so my final point, and this was just a little quick one, man. The NBA has introduced an in-game tournament that will start in November and run all the way to December, and it's supposed to kind of like get people engaged in the early part of the season. Uh, so I want to know what you think about that, man. And is you looking forward to it? Then I tell you what I think.
uh, I, I I haven't really heard about that, but that sounds pretty cool. An in-game tournament, something to brag about before the season starts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think it's something good. What they're gonna do is the winner of this tournament will and it's more information on the actual website or the app. But
yeah,
the winner of the tournament will get an NBA cup. Um, Anybody that watched the regular season, see, I'm a league pass consumer. I got to get the league pass, do the whole 2K thing. So I follow the NBA throughout the season. And as a consumer of the NBA product, I think it's good because what I've seen since I've been watching the league is guys not treating the regular season as something serious. They treat the regular season as if I'm just going through it, and then the playoffs is when the real season starts.
yeah,
Now it's been like that for years now. So the problem was they was using the regular season as if it was like the G League, using it to kind of either rest guys or develop guys. So they created this as an incentive to give guys an incentive to play. You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because in order to get qualified for annual award like the MVP or anything like that, defense player of the year, I think you got to play like 50 games. So the problem is the players that people want to see on these NBA TV deals, that you want to see on these national broadcast nights, they were only playing for 30, 36, 40 games. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So that right there is not good when you selling a product saying that you're gonna get the best talent and you can watch anybody with the league pass, but for these national televised games and these games that you're paying for, they ain't there. So this is a way for the NBA to get these big names to play and give them incentives to help them, because they're gonna give them some extra money for this too. And I think just like the play in, it's gonna look like it ain't it, but I could see it being real good because the All-Star weekend, I think they need to do something with that. But I think this right here can help even the All-Star weekend, because the All-Star weekend been going down, man. So I like it, man. I think it'll be good. So I'm interested to see it, and I look forward to it, man. So that's gonna conclude this episode, man. I want to appreciate you for joining again, and everybody that chimed in. Appreciate y'all. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here, Jay?
Nah, man. Thank y'all for everybody, joining. This is many episodes to come. Just to hope that, man, that you can digest off what we're trying to digest and explain what's going on, and let you know that these are not facts. This is just everything that from either experience of being there, watching, big fan of it. But I continue to hope that y'all continue to view and watch us while we do this, man. So thank you.
That's good, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Goat Talk Season 1, Episode 13 is complete, man. Catch it on Jason's YouTube channel. Catch it on Will Builder Stock channel. Watch the playback, subscribe to our channels, and go to our descriptions and get the links, man. Appreciate y'all. Next week, we'll be here at the same time, man. So chime in for Episode 14. We out.